So I thought we would do a little bit of some off-leash training. Show you what I do with this guy. Yeah, you wanna do some of that? You wanna go outside and play? Do some off-leash stuff? I also should show you guys how when it's raining out or it's crappy outside, how you can still like work with your dog on obedience in the house. And maybe I'll have Kara do that in the house. And me, you, and B-Dubs can go outside and see how well his obedience is. Yeah, you're ready to go. You are ready to go. Oh, you can see how excited he is. Yes, you are pumped for life, bro. You're pumped. Yes. Over here. Now, I'm purposely getting him amped up because typically it's really hard to do obedience with your dog when they're level 10 like this, right? So we're gonna just go straight outside and see how well he does. He is amped for life. I'm gonna see if he listens to me. I'm gonna actually get his rope toy, which he just yeah, you want that rope toy, don't you? He focuses so hard. Yeah, oh my balls. Okay, bro. You get the hint. It may be difficult. All right, bro. Enough, we're done. Let's bring him outside, yes. Okay, let's bring him outside. Let's bring him outside. Come on, buddy. Gotta bundle up, it's cold out. He's gonna probably grab his rope toy. Yup. And we're gonna bring this up to 5.6. Bring this down. All right. He's amped. We're gonna see if he'll listen. Bruce Wayne, let's go now. Let's go all the way. Remind you, he's level 10. Over here. Come on. Stay. Don't run into me. Up here. Sit. Sit. You can tell he's just like, I'll show you. He wants nothing to do but to attack this rope toy. You can see how he even like covers it. He does not want me taking it. Obviously he's not gonna like bite me or anything like that. I can put my hand in his mouth. He's completely fine. Give me this. No. Bruce, stay. Should we do a how long will my dog stay challenge? Stay right there. Comment down below. Would it be mean if I like literally just put the camera on Bruce in the kitchen, told him to stay, and see how long he'll stay for? I mean, I wouldn't let it go past 30 minutes, but that's how I actually trained him to stay. I used to literally just put him in the kitchen, put him a stay command, and then kind of forget about him. Not really forget about him, but if he would get up, it'd be like instantly, you know, tell him to no, stay right there. So I don't know if you guys may find it interesting to see how long Bruce Wayne will stay on a stay command. So now we're just gonna do a little tease with this guy. No, I said stay. You can see him looking at me for command. I actually have to go switch lenses. I'll be right back. Lay down. Stay. Had to run inside and get this lens because it's wider, so if I'm like holding it, this is too not wide enough. You can see he's still staying. He did not break his stay. Good boy, Bruce Wayne. Good stay. And I'm trying to do this in like one shot so you guys can like actually see I'm not cutting and he's not screwing up. So I'll probably fast forward in between, like, you know, coming outside, that type of thing. So I'm gonna actually turn the camera around. He's on the stay command. I'm gonna move it behind him so he doesn't run into it. Leave this right here. I guarantee when I tell him to come off this command, he's gonna kind of want to dip down and get it, but we'll see. Good stay, buddy. You are killing that stay command. All right. Bruce Wayne, let's go. No, let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Bruce, let's go. Over here. Bruce, heel. Come on. heel. Good heel. Percept. So I'm actually pretty proud of this dude. Literally, he hasn't even went outside to go pee yet. I got up, we worked out in the basement for like an hour and 15 minutes. I got him level 10 in the house, as you just saw, to see if I can still control him, because that's so important when your dog's off leash. You need to be able to control him in all situations. A lot of people are always like, oh, my dog's so well off leash unless there's another dog around or there's distractions. Well, unfortunately, you don't really have your dog trained off leash unless you can control them in all situations. That means distractions. That means when they're level 10 and you can just see, like, he's not paying attention to me. He's looking at the rope toy right now because he wants it. But because he's trained so well, I've worked with him for years, training him off leash, he respects me. Now, what we're gonna do here in a second is I'm gonna put the rope toy in the tree. I'm gonna bring Bruce Wayne and you guys all the way down the road. I'm gonna send him after it, then I'm gonna call him back. So we'll see if I can get him to recall when he's really focused on this. I'm actually gonna stop the camera, switch lenses so I can carry the camera with me. Lens switch a success. Rope toy still right here. He hasn't touched it other than when you first saw him. I'm sorry, buddy, you really want this, don't you? Stay. Basically, you guys are torturing Bruce Wayne right now. No, it's funny because this type of restraint is gonna really tire him out. So I just kind of want to show you. So I just want to see if Bruce Wayne will listen to me. Not playing yet, really. Wanting this level 10. You guys have seen me put this in the tree before. Boom, right there. Let's go get the big dude. That's such a good stay, Bruce Wayne. That's such a good stay. Let's go down the road a little bit. Let me just make sure there's no cars coming. Bruce Wayne, let's go. Good boy. Now I have different commands for Bruce. Let's go is not the same as heel. Let's go is just like follow me. You can be on either side of me. So when I first called him off a few minutes ago, I did LG. Then I put him in the heel command. That's where you say stand on my left of me, stop when I stop, go when I stop. That's the heel command. So I have different commands for what I want him to do. He's peeing right now. Is that your first pee of the day, dude? I think it is. Get a good one in. Get a good one in, bro. Are you done? You can see how flinchy he is. He is just ready. I'm gonna put the camera on him and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna send him, probably when he gets up to one of the top trees up in the top of my yard, I'm gonna call him back. You pumped? Ready to go? Bruce, go get it! Go get it! Bruce Wayne! Bruce, let's go! Let's go! A little slippery up there. Stay. Stay. Car coming. Good, stay. Bruce, go get it! Go get it! Go get it! Go get it! Bruce Wayne! Let's go! Good boy! You're such a good boy! Okay, it's all yours. Go get it! Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go! Go, go, go! And that, I would say, qualifies to be trained off leash. That type of restraint, you guys saw it. That was like what, 10 minutes I basically tortured him, not letting him have that, and he still listened. He still did what I said. He may not been, there are certain parts where he may not have been as quick, like boom, instantly, but I don't expect that from him. I'm not trying to train my dog that level. I just want him to be able to go with me off the leash if I want to go outside. It's stuck in his foot now. Listen to me. Like, let's say there's another dog over there and he's running another dog. I need to be able to call him off leash. What's up? So I'm just gonna play with him right now. He deserves it. He hasn't I haven't played with him since Wednesday, and it's Saturday. I played with him Wednesday a little bit, but not too hard because he had doggy daycare Thursday and it was gonna be a lot on him. So I let him basically rest the entire day yesterday. So you're really seeing Bruce Wayne level 10. I want to play, I want to eat things, I want to bite things. Bruce, come here. Over here, come here. Yeah, good boy. You're happy? Can you sit down? I know, you just want to thank me. So that type of work is literally almost daily. Like, not every day, but that is, he's like 3.5. That's literally like 3 years of doing that almost daily. And I'm not gonna lie, it takes a while to get your dog to that level. It just does. It takes like super dedication. It takes lots of patience. And I'm gonna kind of just explain kind of how I initially started training him like that. Because when you train your dog, you want as many successes as possible. You don't want you don't want a ton of failures, because that's just gonna confuse the dog. So first things first, there's training courses in the description box, guys. There's a perfect puppy course, so if you have a puppy, I highly recommend that. Just getting the basics down. And then when you want to start obedience work, you can get the Canine Boot Camp, which is great for all breeds. And it essentially uses the same exact principles of how I trained Bruce Wayne. And then there's a raw course and the bundle of all the courses, the Ultimate Breed Canine Corso, and you can save a butt ton of money and also save 10% if you use code Jason. So that's your first thing, because everyone's like, how do I get my dog to do this? Or how do I get my dog to do that? And it's not like one specific answer. It's usually how you're handling the dog, things you're doing around the dog, how you're communicating with the dog, how you're being a leader to the dog. But I just kind of wanted to briefly go over how I worked with him off leash. Now, a future dog, I rather use an e-collar. It's just way less messy than my technique I used. What I did was, Bruce's pinch collar was on him and a very, very long line. Okay, so it was probably like 20 feet. So when I'd call him, he had his pinch collar on, he had his long line on, and sometimes he would come, cool. Sometimes he wouldn't. Now, the long line is essentially like a leash. Instead of like a 6-foot leash, now we have a 20-foot leash. So I call him, I have the leash in my hand, and I turn around and walk away. If he doesn't come, it's gonna give him a little pinch. He's like, oh, I was supposed to go with my dad when he called me. When the dog comes, it is like Disney World. It's like Christmas morning again. The dog just laid down. Bruce Wayne always likes to be touching you too. Make a big deal about it when the dog comes to you. Make a big deal about it when the dog does something you like. That's why I'm always saying, don't love up on your dog every single second, because you can use that love and that emotion to reward them. They don't need a treat. Some dogs are treat driven. Bruce is not. He is love and affection driven. So that's what we did with Bruce Wayne. Anytime he would, even to this day, when I call him on a recall, if he comes to me, it's like, it's the most happiest thing. Like this area, me, all of this area right here within the dog needs to want to come to you, right? So if you're sitting there screaming at your dog, scaring your dog, they're not going to want to come up to you. You want your place to be a happy place, a safe place for the dog. I hope that kind of just gives you a little bit of an idea of how I worked with Bruce Wayne. You can see a bunch of older videos I have with him, and he's got like a long line on him when I'm working off leash with him. And that's just because it takes time. They're not going to listen to you right away. They're not going to be obedient around distractions right away. Now, there's the 1% that are just amazing and just pick things up instantly, but most dogs aren't like that. So I just don't want you guys to be discouraged if you're trying to work with your dog off leash and it's just not working. It just takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It is a lot of effort on your part. Like I said, I do this with him not daily, but almost daily. Like every day now, we're off leash when I'm working with him. I don't do the whole recall thing every single day, but it's still good to do a couple times a week just to make sure he's staying on point and he's listening. Because the last thing you want your dog to do is run into the road, not listening to you. You're trying to recall them to get hit by a car. And that's where I feel like an e-collar would go really far training a dog off leash, because it's muddy out right now. It's wet out right now. If I had a long line on him, that thing's just going to be soaking wet all muddy, versus an e-collar where he's not dragging anything. It's, you can say his name and push the button and it won't even it doesn't that's the myth. Everyone thinks an e-collar is like this evil shock collar. It literally basically gives the dog a little bit of a vibration where they're like, oh, did somebody just say something? So I'd be like, Bruce, and he'd be like, what's up? And then that's how those work. They're not mean, guys. Now, obviously, some people misuse them, and yes, that is not cool. Highly recommend not using an e-collar unless you are fully aware how to do it. I've never used one myself, so I wouldn't just slap an e-collar on Bruce and be like, all right, let's wing it. I would do a lot of research, a lot of reading, looking at a lot of tutorials on how people do things, so I could make the best judgment on what I feel would be the most appropriate action training Bruce with an e-collar, or whenever we get a puppy, for example. Bruce's food, as per usual. Kara and I did a video, and I'm not sure what's going up first, but we talked about how particular Bruce is and how he's a creature of habit. And sure enough, we play, we do drill work, and now he's standing here waiting for his food. He just did the air sniff.
I love that.
But he's like, don't follow me and watch me eat, please. I'm gonna show you exactly my technique on how I worked with Bruce off leash. Come on, buddy. First thing he notices, something's news over there. Come here. Now, this is actually the next morning. I figured, hey, I should just actually show you what I did. Bruce, come here. There's no toys over there. Sit down. Good boy. He's like, what's up, guys? Stay. So I have a long lead over here. I'm gonna use this as like a slip over his head. And then I have a bunch of rope. You don't need rope. You can use some type of thin cord. And this is really where I would, if I was doing this again with another dog, I much rather use an e-collar. Like I said, way less mess. Technology is our friend, guys. It's not a mean thing, as long as you're trained in how to use them properly. So do your research before you do one. I've never used one, so don't ask me when you should use it, how to use it, techniques like that. I've never done it, but if I get another dog and train another dog with one, I will be sure to share with you guys. This is what I did. I didn't use a rope. I actually used a few of these long lines. You want it as long as possible. Now, it's the next morning. I haven't played with Bruce yet. He is like absolutely ready to go once again, just like yesterday. So I'm gonna basically tie these together, okay? So let me just do that really quick and get it on him. You can see how Bruce is shaking right now. See him shaking? He stopped. You wanna play? You can hear his teeth chattering. You can see his face chattering. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but he's shaking a ton. He's not shaking because he's upset. He's not shaking because he's sick. He's shaking because he's got so much energy, guys. And it's actually quite awesome to see him sitting here on a stay command with that type of energy in him wanting to go play. You know, like I always say, it's like everyone's like, oh, Corsos destroy things. Corsos have a ton of anxiety. Yeah, if you don't work them. You can see his energy is level 10. If I was to not play with him today, leave him home alone all day, do I think he would destroy the house? Absolutely not, because he's so well mannered, so well trained in the house. Now, if I didn't play with him very often, work him very often, and this energy just keeps building up, yeah, I can basically guarantee my house would be destroyed if I left him home alone with never working him hard. Training him, I had a pinch collar on him to do this. I'm not putting a pinch collar on him right now. There's no point, because I'm just trying to show you guys what I do. So this would be a pinch collar. Remember, we're trying to get as many successes from our dog as possible, as many as we possibly can. So you don't want to keep trying to get your dog to recall if he's not going to recall, because every fail, it's teaching him that, hey, I don't need to listen. So that's where the pinch collar would come into play, because what I'm going to do, I have no clue how much Bruce stay rope is here. Before, I'd have at least probably 50 feet. I have no clue right now. I'm going to just grab a toy from him. Guys, do you ever use Jolly Balls with your Corsos or any dog? These things Bruce Wayne loves so much. There's an Amazon link for this ball. in the description box. You want this thing, don't you, bro? Bruce, go get it. Okay, go get it. So we have all this rope, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pretend it's a leash. Now let's say I give Bruce Wayne his recall command. I give him his recall command. He's got, let's say, a pinch collar on. Or an e-collar. E-collars would be completely different. I have it around my hand. I call him and I just literally walk away. If he decides not to come, if he decides to go the opposite way from me, he is basically gonna pinch himself. I'm not doing it, he's doing it. I'm giving him the opportunity to listen to me. Bruce Wayne, let's go. See, unfortunately, he's gonna come. That's why I haven't really shown you guys this yet. Good boy, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, stay. So let's say, good stay. Good stay. So you can see how much cord's behind me, right? So if I call him, Bruce Wayne, let's go. And he comes, there's no negative to it, right? He just followed me. Good boy, Bruce Wayne. He's right over there. Bruce Wayne, let's go. He's just curious why there's this big rope following him. Now, I didn't use quite a thick rope before, but it's all I had laying around. But again, Bruce Wayne's right by my side now. Bruce Wayne decided not to come, and I'm walking one way and there's a pinch collar on him. He is basically gonna correct himself. I'm not doing it. Same thing if you use an e-collar, guys. You don't use an e-collar and like just jack it up so it's gonna actually hurt and shock the dog. You wanna have it as low as possible, and it's gonna give them a little vibration. And this method worked really well. It was not fast. It did take a while. They do get leash smart, so basically, let's say you think you have your dog off leash down by using this method with a long lead on the end, a pinch collar, an e-collar, and then you take it off them and you again try to get them to recall. All of a sudden they're not recalling. They start getting leash smart. They're like, oh, I don't have to do that if the leash isn't on. If they get leash smart, put it right back on them and start from square one, because again, we want as little fails as possible. Bruce Wayne, let's go. And it's freezing out here. Oh my God, it's cold. Bruce, come here, let me take that off you. Come on. I had to go throw on my snowboard coat. So freezing out here. Bruce, go get it. Good boy. Bruce, let's go. Good boy. Bruce, stay. Let me know if you guys have ever tried this technique. And let me know if you're actually working with your dog to be able to get them off leash. Is it even something you care about? Do you want you to be able to work with your dog off leash? I'm really curious. Let me know down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go give Bruce Wayne some attention, get him all tired out. I've already fed him breakfast. He is like level 10. All right, guys. Peace. Go get it.